this Thursday. My name is Julian. I'm part of the UNF Rec Well Center. I'm a yoga instructor there. Today we're going to be going through a 55-minute routine for mixed level yoga. So I'll be offering a lot of variations and a lot of things to help you out, or if you need to take it further, you can also take it further. So what you're going to need for today is you're going to need a strap, scarf, or a belt, something that you can pull over your head. You're going to want to sit on a cushion or a block. I got a block right behind me. Maybe some water if you need it. And today we're also going to need a little space on the wall. So behind me I have the mirror just to lean up against. So try to find a little clearing space in your room or office, wherever you're in, and just see if you can get some space on the wall. So without further ado, we're going to get started. I figured today, the first two videos that I did, we meditated at first. So this time we'll get straight into moving, and then we'll save the meditating for the end of the practice, as well as some recovery stretches. So let's get right into it. We're going to flip around and we're going to go straight to tabletop. Once you get here, start to set your foundation. Hands are right beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips. Inhale to drop the low belly, curl the toes, lift up your gaze towards the front of the room. On your exhale, use the flat parts of your feet and push through your hands, relaxing your neck as you arch the back. You'll start to take this at your own pace. Every inhale sends you up. Exhale to push and fold. Inhale to come up, and exhale to take it through. Take two more at your own pace. At the end of your next exhale, if you want to stretch out the wrist, come up onto the fingertips. Keep the neck relaxed. Last inhale to come down. Exhale to arch the back. From here, come back down to tabletop and extend through your right leg so that you come onto your right toes. On your exhale, send your right leg up and over the left leg that still bends at the knee. The farther you have your right foot pushed over to the left side, the more you're going to feel a twist in the left hip flexor. Inhale to elongate the spine, relax the shoulders. On your exhale, take your gaze across the left side. Take some big clearing breaths here. Take two. Last one. Exhale the leg back to neutral. Give it a little shake out. Flip your fingers towards you by flipping your hands. Quickly stretch out your wrist. Going to be using them a lot this morning. Flip the hands over. Fingers are pointed towards you. Get the same stretch. And once you've had enough, flipping the hands back. Extending to the opposite leg. This time it's going to be the left. Coming onto the left toes. Sending it over the right leg. Finding your space. Making sure your hands are parallel. Inhale to elongate through the spine. Exhale takes your twist. Sending the gaze over towards the right side. And walking your left foot as far over to the right as you would like. Last exhale for the twist. Swinging the leg back, giving the hips a little shake, giving a circle. Coming back to neutral. Once you get here, let your big toes touch. Widen your knees. Send your hips back and down and release the arms towards the front of the room. Child's pose. Stay here for a breath. Make sure your forehead is going down to touch the ground. On your inhale, you're going to push with your hands and you're going to thrust forward, bending through the knees, lifting the feet. And you could keep a little bend in the elbows. On your inhale, come up, Let the big toes touch. Knees come wide, sending it all the way back to child's pose. Inhale to come up. Spinal wave. Little bend in the forearms. Push up. And coming back to child's pose. And we'll take our inhale to rise, coming up. Coming back to tabletop. Knees come in. From here, you're going to keep your knees right underneath your hips. The butt is going to be lifted for this posture. Release your hands off your mat about an inch away. Keep the knees right below the hips. And on your exhale, send the chest down and stay engaged with your arms. First progression is to bring the forehead down. If that's not enough, lift your head up, try to balance on your chin. The more you outreach your arms towards the front of the room, the more engagement you'll feel in the traps, in the shoulders, rhomboids. Starting to wiggle onto either side, inviting some movement back in. And walking your hands all the way back up to inhale. Once you come back here, you could sit back onto your heels really quick, looking for your strap or your belt. Length of your hands is going to determine how much of a stretch you get from this. I'm keeping mine about feet apart. Sit. Inhale to rise. First exhale, just hold it here. Inhale at neutral. On your exhale, folding forward, releasing the weight from your neck. Take your gaze down and arch at the back. Inhale to rise. Exhale to pull it all the way through. Inhale to rise. Exhale, arching the back, folding over. And last inhale to come through. Exhale, lean over towards the left side. Right arm comes up towards the sky. The left hand doesn't have to touch the ground. Just bring it down as far as you can go. You're going to feel it in the right side of your body for this stretch. Inhale back to neutral. And exhale to switch sides. Make sure you're keeping your tailbone nice and tucked in, keeping a nice straight back for yourself, as well as you want to keep your heels and knees together as close as possible. And you want to make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. You don't want to be leaning off to one side. It's a tendency. Make sure you're nice and straight up. Last exhale for the left side. Feel it in the rib cage. Big exhale. Strap can go off to the side for now. Come back to tabletop. Give a little shake out. Once you get here, we're going to kickstand out our right foot 45 degrees off our mat. Come off the mat. Our left leg is going to come back so that your back foot, your left foot, is parallel towards the left side wall. Make sure your right hand is right beneath your right shoulder. Inhale sends up the left arm. See how it's a straight line right now? Just take count of that. First inhale, bring your left arm by your ear, side body stretch. From here, take an inhale. You're going to push with your right hand and we're going to pop ourselves all the way up. Left hand comes to your shin or as close to your foot as possible. Right arm curls overhead, taking your back bend. Inhale to come through, cartwheeling your right arm. Left arm comes up. Exhale to take your side body stretch, reaching with the left fingertips towards the front of the room. Inhale to push up. Last one, taking it all the way through. Coming down, arm comes by the ear, side body stretch. You could drop your left arm when you're ready, and we're going to kick up our left foot. Make sure you're flexing through your foot, and it's straight behind you. If this feels good enough for you, you could stay here. If you would like to take the bind, start to bend at your left knee. See if you can catch your left foot with your left hand. Make sure the right hand is still right beneath the shoulder. And if you catch your foot, peel your chest open towards the sky. Look at the ceiling. Or maybe find a little still spot in the wall. A few more exhales here. Big exhale to release the left foot. Straighten out the leg. Take the left arm by the ear. And send everything back towards the center. Give it a little shake out. From here, we're going to come back to tabletop. Before we switch sides, we're going to do a different posture. Left hand gets pushed into your mat more than the right. Inhale, sends up the right arm. Exhale, you're going to thread the needle by sending your right arm through the window you just created on your left side. Make sure you're coming down onto your shoulder and the right side of your face. Left arm is extended by your left ear. First progression, just to take it here. If this isn't hard enough for you, start to bring your left leg back so that you're on your left toes. If you want the balance, find a still spot and start to kick up your leg. Two more breaths. Gently start to bring it back down. Take your last breath in your twist. Big shoulder opener. Start to scoot your left hand by your face. Take an inhale to help you back up. And give a little shake out. From here, we're going to be switching sides. We're going to be kickstanding out our left foot, going back to that other posture. Right leg comes back so that your right foot is parallel towards the right side wall. Left hand's underneath the left shoulder, right arm comes up. Exhale, side body stretch. Reaching towards the front of the room with your right fingertips. Inhale to push up with the left hand. Curl the arm, take your back bend. Cartwheeling yourself forward to take you through. Inhale to plant the hand. And exhale to draw the right arm by the ear. Inhale pushes. Exhale, take your back bend. Last time all the way through. Cartwheeling arm. Right arm by the ear. And back bend. Pushing yourself up. Left hand comes down to plant. Right arm can stay lowered for now. Once you're ready, try to find your balance. First, we'll kick up the right leg. If this feels good for you, stay here. If you want more, start to bend the right knee. See if you can catch your foot. Send your gaze up towards the ceiling. Last exhale here. Release the right leg, send everything back towards the center. Hips are feeling a little bit warmed up now. Just give them some circles. Last posture in tabletop. We're going to be doing the opposite side. Pushing down with your right hand, left arm comes up. Exhale to thread the needle through the right side. It's going to be the same progressions here, just on the opposite side. So as you're in your twist, if you want to take it farther, left leg comes back. Or I'm sorry, right leg comes back. Extend it on the toes. If you want to take your balance, inhale to kick it up. Take a little bend in the knee if you would like. Last 2 breaths in the twist. You can take your last exhale, start to bring your right hand by your face. Take an inhale to help push you up. Give a little shake. Once you're ready, release your hands about 2 inches away from your shoulders. Curl your toes and lift the hips up and back to down dog. Let's just take a few pedals, lean into either foot. Bring one foot behind the other, feel one heel come down. Switch sides. On your next inhale, you're going to walk your hands up to your feet, coming to a forward fold. Inhale halfway, hands are to your shins, nice flat back. Keep your shoulder blades nice and pressed back here. Exhale to fold, grab your calves. Inhale halfway lift, flat back, exhale to fold. Arms come out to your side, inhale to take them all the way up. As you exhale, sit down into your chair. Try to tuck your tailbone in and keep your arms lifted. If it's too much, you could just send them to prayer. If you can, try to lift your toes up. Stay nice and rooted. Inhale to rise, and exhale to fold. Swan dive, plant your hands and step back to plank. Inhale to shift yourself forward to the tippy toes. Exhale, stay engaged like a push-up as you come down. Inhale with the top parts of your feet and lift your knees up. On your exhale, curl your toes. Come back to down dog. Take a few pedals. Go through another sun salutation. Inhale to walk the feet up or jump up. Inhale halfway. Exhale to let it go. Inhale takes the arms by the side, sending them all the way up. Exhale, connect the palms, take a little back bend. Inhale to shift forward. Swan dive. Step back to plank. And taking yourself through. Inhale, tippy toes. Push up. And use the flat parts, top parts of your feet, lifting up through the knees. Exhale, come back. Taking a breath. Inhale is going to send up the right leg. Take a bend at the knee. Exhale, bring your right knee over towards your right elbow. Hold it. Inhale, come back. And exhale to plant the foot all the way through. From here, you're going to drop your back heel, step your foot up, and you're going to point your toes to the left corner of your mat. Hands will come to your lower back. Inhale here. Your hips are going to be towards the side of the room. Pivot your hips towards the front. And on your inhale, press the shoulder blades back. Exhale to lead with the chest. Keep the right leg straight. Hands can be on your low back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Arms come out to a T. On your next exhale, guide yourself with your right forearm. Take it down to the inside of your right foot. If you need any extra help, don't Don't be afraid to send a block down there to the inside of your right foot. Hand rest here. Inhale, sends open the arm. Always adjust the height if you need it. Next exhale is going to drop our left arm. Your left hand's coming on your block or to your ankle. Once you find it there, inhale, sends up the right side. And exhale to drop the right arm. Square the inside of your right foot and pivot your left foot so that it comes back and that you're on the ball of your foot. On your next exhale, just drop your left knee down. Skew out your right foot so that it's off your mat onto the ground. Take your block if you got it, send it out in front of you. For some people, this is going to be enough of a hip opener for you. If you need to take it more, you can bring your forearms down to your block, or you can bring your forearms down to the floor. As you settle into the stretch, just make sure your left leg is nice and straight behind you. And we're just going to hold here for 7 or so breaths. Option to stay still or just to rock gently onto the right hip flexor. Just playing around, seeing whatever feels good for you. Got about 3 more breaths here. If you're down onto your forearms, you could start to make your way up to your fist or to your hands. And we'll take our last exhale here. You can come up onto your fingertips. And from here, just releasing your right leg back to meet your left. Coming back to tabletop, giving yourself a shake out with the hips. Seeing if one side feels a little different than the other. You could set your block or prop off to the side. And once you're ready, releasing your hands, curl the toes, back to down dog. Pedaling. Opposite leg comes up. It's going to be our left side. Take a bend at the knee. Inhale to come forward, staying in your plank posture. Left knee towards left elbow. Inhale to come back. And exhale to come all the way, planting the foot through. Drawing your right toes so that they're pointing towards the front right corner of your mat. Hands come to your lower back to help you up. Hips are placed towards the right side of the room. We're going to pivot ourselves to come towards the middle. Inhale to peel the shoulders back. Exhale to guide yourself with your chest. And coming to wherever feels comfortable for you. Inhale up halfway. Regain your balance. Exhale to fold. Make sure you're keeping your left leg nice and straight. Inhale to rise. Starting to bring my arms to a T, to cactus. Exhale, guiding myself with the left forearm, taking it to the inside of the left foot. Same option, just going to be a block to the opposite foot, inside of my left. Hand comes down. Inhale to release the right arm up. Exhale to switch sides. Right hand comes down. Take an inhale to send up the left side. Exhale, let the left arm go. Draw back your right foot so that you're on the ball of your foot. And bring the right knee down. Release the foot and start to scoot your left foot off the mat. Onto the wood or onto the tile. Hands are framed right underneath the shoulders. Right leg is nice and straight behind you. From here, see if this side is more open or loose. Start to bring it onto the forearms or using your block. You're going to be staying here for about 5 breaths. Last 2 breaths here. Start to shift the weight back up, coming onto the fist or to your fingertips. On your next exhale, start to bring the left leg around to meet the right. Take a big shake out with the hips. See how they feel. When you're ready, coming back to tabletop, exhaling back to down dog. Inhale to walk the feet up, keep the hands, coming to a forward fold. Inhale up halfway, exhale to let it go. Look for your block here. You don't have to use it, but it will help you. Send it down. Start to bend through your left knee, straighten through your right leg. Bend through left, straighten through right. Left hand comes down to meet your block. Inhale sends open the right side. Inhale to rise. Exhale to switch. Bending through the opposite leg this time, straightening through left. Inhale sends open the left side. And exhale to let it go. Take a little fold with the arms and just sway side to side. Eventually releasing your hands down to the ground, stepping back to plank. Inhale forward, sending you through chaturanga. Exhale to come down. Inhale, push. Use the top parts of your feet to lift the knees. And curl the toes, coming back to down dog. Right leg comes up, bending at the knee. Exhale to step the foot through. This time you're going to pivot your back foot so that it's parallel towards the left side wall. Inhale, cartwheels the arms, coming to warrior 2. Inhale, keeping the legs straight. On your exhale, lunging forward. Notice if the knee is coming past the ankle, you're going to want to scoot up your stance just a little bit. Inhale, hands meet up, straightening the right leg. Exhale to take you farther. Send your gaze directly across your right fingertips. Inhale up. Last lunge for the right side. Inhale up. On your exhale, you're going to take your right elbow. You're going to place it just to the outside of your right knee. Notice how the knee is directly above the ankle. Inhale, sends open the left arm towards the sky, and exhale, side body stretch. On your inhale, you're going to build some momentum with your left arm, swing it back, bending front knee, curling your right arm by your head, exalted warrior. Inhale to come forward. Last time to come through, bending right knee, elbow to the outside of the knee, and left arm by the ear. And big cartwheel to come back. Last exalted warrior, bending through the front knee. And exhale to release the hands towards the hips. So you're here now. What you're going to do is just pivot your front foot so that you're faced towards the wall, the side wall. You can scoot the feet in, let's say about a foot and a half away from each other. The toes can be pointed just a little bit outwards, like a squat stance. Make sure everything's nice and parallel, nice and equal. Once you're ready, send your arms to cactus arms and give a little bend in your knees. On your inhale, you're going to extend your arms towards the sky, come up and take a little back bend. On your exhale, your arms come back to cactus arms, taking a squat and keeping your chest towards the wall, nice and puffed up. Inhale to come up, making sure your feet are aligned every time. Take your back bend. Exhale to come down. Keep the chest up. Inhale to rise. Last time to come down. And coming up. Last time, all the way through. Inhale to rise. You can drop your arms to your side. From here, your back foot, your right foot's going to be parallel towards the right side wall, and we're just going to pivot our left foot so that we'll be in warrior 2 on the opposite side. Just readjust your stance if you need to. Keep the left leg straight for now. Arms come out to a T. First exhale, making sure if that knee is coming over the ankle, scooting up your stance. Inhale, arms connect. Exhale, take your lunge. Inhale to rise. Exhale to come through. Inhale to rise. Going to be using our left elbow towards the left knee. Right arm comes up and across the right side butt. Inhale to rise, exalted warrior, bending through your left knee. Inhale to cartwheel the arms, coming through. Last time, come back, all the way up. Releasing your left arm by your face, take your exalted warrior. And exhale to let it go. Your hands can come by your hips. Scoot in your feet, do a little shake out, and make your way to the front of your mat. You're going to be using a block here. Your block can go to the right hand corner of your mat. Making your way to the front. Start to just play with your feet. What I want you to do is really lock in your right foot to the ground, creating some extra weight on your right side. Start to lift up through your left heel. Start to feel the left leg get weightless. Really emphasize all your weight going in on your right side right now. Once you think you got it, start to bring your left foot up. It can be towards the ankle, it can be to the calf, or it can be all the way up to the hip for tree. Your hands can be to prayer, or they can be all the way up. From here, find a still spot in the wall or the ground and start to kick up your left knee towards your chest. On your exhale, release it towards the back of the room. And we're going to be finding our balance from Warrior 3. Hands can be at prayer, or you can extend them out towards the front if you have that block and you need more. It's going to be our first progression. Send your right hand down to your block. Find your Warrior 3. And just open up towards the left side. Take a little shake out. If you want to keep playing around with it, you can. I'm going to switch sides. Don't be afraid to pause the video, and if you want to try that a few extra times, you're more than welcome to. Just want to show you it on both sides. So once you have regained your balance from the other side, find your way up towards the front. Same routine, just getting all the weight on your left side. Eventually your right leg will pick up. I like sending the sole of the foot to the calf and starting to splay out the right knee towards the right side of the room. Hands come up to prayer, or all the way up, quickly finding your balance. Once you got it, kick up your right knee towards the chest. Exhale to straighten the right leg all the way back. Finding your balance. Option to stay here if this feels good for you. Just working on your balance. Or you can release your left hand down. Finding your block. And slowly opening through the right side. Just giving that a few tries. One last time, left hand to your block. Coming up to tree. Finding your balance is the most important part here, because that will help you get into the posture. Once you got it, right knee comes up, kicking it straight back, and looking for your block. Coming up, once you've had enough, take a big forward fold and cross your arms. Inhale all the way up, vertebra by vertebra. Take it slow. Starting to slow everything down now. Release your arms to the side, take a little shake. Step about 2 feet back from the front of your mat, and you can take your arms out to the side. Send them all the way up. Connect your palms, take a little back bend. And exhale to release, planting your hands. Stepping back to plank. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to send it all the way down. Inhale, use the top parts of your feet to rise. And on your exhale, you can just drop onto your knees. Come into tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to fold both parts of our mat. This mat, come in folded. It's going to create an extra pad for you. So just taking that, folding it across. Make sure the cushion's a few inches wide. Other side, coming in to fold across. You can always even double it up if you would like, because it is a hard floor. So if you need more cushion, just fold it again. But from here, what you're going to want to do is grab your block. Send it about 6 inches away from your forehead. So on the pad you just created, we're going to be on our knee. Knee comes up. And instead of being on the flat part or top parts of your feet, you're going to be on the sides of your feet. Sides of your feet. Now you're already going to be feeling it from here, but if this is not enough for you, you could start to bring yourself down to the forearms, or if you have your block, send your forehead all the way down to your block. I'm going to be chilling here for a minute or two. I'll quickly show you from the other side, just to show you what you should be looking like in this posture. think you got it down, just stay in the stretch. I encourage you to breathe very deep. Just from a different angle. My knees are on there. Sides of the feet. You're gonna look like you're in child's pose almost, just a wider variation. Hands can go down. And then try to relax your neck. Shake your head a little bit, yes and no. And just feel what this stretch can do for you. As we transition into the recovery poses and poses that just are a little bit more lax, you can feel free just to close your eyes and just really focus in on your breathing. Really focus in on these areas that we're getting into right now. See if you can use your breath. Just send it to your hips. Big inhales and even bigger exhales. I remember when I first started doing this pose, I think I could only hold it for like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. But just after a little bit, I almost feel like I could fall asleep here. Just amazing what can happen. Just take a little bit out of your day just to practice. Feel free to stay here longer. This pose feels so good. If you want to pause the video and stay here for 5 minutes, feel free. But we have some other poses to get to, so I'm going to slowly make my way up. Start to scoop the knees back in. You can refold your mat. All the way out. Releasing the ends. And making sure your props are just off to the side for now. Once you're there, come back to tabletop. Feel your new hips. See how they're feeling. And eventually exhaling, curling the toes, coming back to down dog. Right leg comes up. Exhale to start to bring your right knee over towards your right elbow and splaying out your right leg. Left leg is starting to creep behind you. Make sure it's nice and straight. Peer back at it. First progression just going to be on the fingertips. Making sure you're pinning your shoulders back. Keeping everything nice and relaxed. Eventually on your exhale, planting your hands and bending at your forearms, keeping everything nice and square, and finding yourself all the way down. Forearms can be down, or if you need, you could send your block, place it right in front of you, and just rest your head there. Take about 4 more breaths here. If you quickly want to try something else, prop yourself up, and if you want to take your bind, lift through your back leg. See if you can catch your left foot with your left hand. It's going to be the bind for pigeon. If it doesn't feel good for you, always feel free to come out. Releasing the leg. Taking your last exhale here and pushing yourself all the way up. Once you get here, lift your toes and your back knee, going to be your left leg. Send everything up, and let's meet back in down dog. Right leg comes back. Take a few pedals. Opposite leg's going to come up, left side. Bend at the knee. Exhale to pigeon, opposite side. Right leg is straight behind. Peer back at it, make sure it's straight. Fingertips. Once it feels good for you, exhale, bend through the forearms, start to take it down. Just chilling. Forearms, if you have them out, make sure they're squared so that your back stays nice and flat. Take about 7 more breaths here. Same option to quickly prop yourself up. If you want the bind, just going to be the opposite leg this time. Sending your right hand to meet your right foot if you would like it. Last 3 breaths for pigeon for the left side. Starting to slowly move everything up to help you prop yourself up. Once you're here, let's just sit off onto our left sides. Coming all the way to sit. You could swing up your legs towards the front of your mat. Arms come out nice and forward. Try to keep your back nice and straight here. As you exhale, sending yourself all the way down, letting your back come all the way down. You're gonna come to lay down. Once you get here, take your arms, send them overhead. Full body stretch. Point your toes towards the front of the room. And just stretch everything out nice and long, flexing everything you got. Grabbing your right wrist with your left hand, start to gently pull it over towards the left side wall. Switch sides. Grabbing your left wrist, pulling it over towards the right. Releasing your wrist, take a little shake out. Once you're ready, kick up your knees to come towards the chest. Hugging your knees in, just rocking side to side. Gently close your eyes if you would like. Once you've had enough, you can plant your feet, bending through both knees. Arms come off to your sides. On your inhale, you're going to push with your feet, making sure your knees are aligned, keeping the legs tugged in, building some force with the heels. Your arms can be out to the side or behind you, interlocked. Exhale, come down. big exhale to let go. Take our last bridge, inhale to come up. See if you can clasp your hands behind, peeling the chest a little bit more open. And exhale to come down. From here, let's take both our hands parallel to our ears. You're gonna really want to use your feet to build some force. Let's do last challenging posture of the practice. Hands are parallel, pushing with your feet. On your inhale, you're gonna want to push with everything you got to bring yourself up to wheel. See if we can do this together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Slowly making your way back. Coming back down, sending knees up one more time. Rolling back and forth. And releasing your left leg towards the sky. Exhale to bring that left heel down to the ground. Right knee stays in, hugged. Give it a circle. Opposite side. On your next exhale, take your right knee across the left side, coming to a twist. Your right arm's going to extend over towards the right side wall. Make sure your right shoulder is touching the ground. And make sure the front frame of your body, your chest at least, is pointing up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. If your head is pointed towards the left shoulder, you're going to be feeling more of a twist in your back. But if you turn your head over towards the right, you're going to be incorporating a little bit of a neck twist as well. Just being aware of what you would like. Very subtle differences that can make the posture completely different. Last big inhale here. Gentle exhale to let the right foot go, sending it back. Give it a little shake out. When you're ready, hugging the left knee in. A few circles, either direction, as big or as small as you would like. Eventually finding your way over. Left knee comes over the right leg. Once you're here, left arm is extended towards the left side. Left shoulder is still pinned onto the mat. The stretch is primarily focusing on the hip flexors and especially your lower back. So if you do feel a little crack or a little pop, don't be worried, it's just your lower back. And we'll take an inhale to start sweeping the left leg back. Before your left leg comes down to the ground, kick up both legs, find them towards the chest. Eventually building some momentum towards the front of the room. You find your way to sit all the way up. You could look for your cushion here, or your block. And we're going to fall into a little 3-minute meditation just before we part ways. So if you have that cushion, don't be afraid to sit up on top of it. Arms can just be out to the side. Your eyes can definitely start to close here. Just really starting to relax everything, especially everything in our face. Take a moment to just be aware if you're clenching your jaw or your brows even, just be aware. Sometimes to really help calm everything down, I'll just give myself a little rub. So take your fingers towards your temples and just give your forehead a little rub. I already feel some of the tension in my face going away. Start to unclench. Making your way down towards the cheek muscles, the jawline. Towards your ears even. Towards the base of the skull. Towards the sinuses, bridge of the nose. Traps, shoulders, triceps, all the way down to the forearms even. Just really giving this opportunity to care for yourself. Nice. Making your way to your left hand, feeling some pops. You crack your fingers if you like that. Squeezing the hands together. And starting to make our way up the opposite side. Starting from where we were, forearms, move the hand a little bit. Making your way up, bicep, tricep. Shoulders, all the way back to the lats and traps. As you're just giving yourself a little massage, I challenge you to think of 3 things, or just even 3 people that you're grateful for. Once you got it, just sending some good energy their way. And once everything is feeling nice and loose, just sending the arms down towards the side. Staying with your breath. Taking a last big breath. Big exhale out the mouth. Your eyes can start to open. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes around.